every reader, writer, or watcher, and welcome to a kind of different video. I haven't uploaded in a while. I haven't really done a book review recently. I'm gonna upload a whole other video about what I want in the future channel. I kind of don't know what I want to do. Like, unlike my other two channels, I'm starting a vlogging channel today. Actually, I'm actually doing a little bit more vlogging. It's gonna be literally a 3-minute video. I might actually do that. Anyway, so I was looking through Daisy Ridley's just because I saw Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and I was looking through Daisy's films that she's been in, and I saw in the future that she's going to be in the film Chaos Walking, which, if you didn't know, these 3 books, The Knife and Never Letting Go, The Askanias, and Monsters of Men, all the Chaos Walking trilogy. Now, I absolutely adore this trilogy. Like, when I first read it, the first one isn't that great, but the second one is one of the most intense books I've ever read, and the third one literally made me cry at the end. It was so great. I'm not going to spoil anything about it, but it is a really great series, and I really recommend you read it. I probably should do a book review on it. Anyway, now I'm a bit worried about this film, because a lot of the books that I've really liked that have been turned into films in the past suffer what I call the Percy Jackson effect. Now, I loved the Percy Jackson books a lot, but what happened when they turned it into a film? The first one wasn't very popular, made just enough money to make a new one. So what they decided to do was try to cram all the other 4 books in the series into that one book. And that didn't go very well. The film ended up being crammed with too many details, it had a terrible ending, and, well, it just wasn't a very good film. And they made an attempt to try to make a 3rd one, but, like, by leaving cliffhanger at the end of it, but it really just was a terrible movie. It's like, Sea of Monsters, that was it. If you might have liked it, and that's totally fine, but for me, I think it was one of the worst films I've ever seen. Now, another book series that suffered from this was the Aragorn, or Eragon. I call it Eragon. At school, people say it's Aragorn. I don't know. There's no R in it. So it was an R at the beginning, but okay, I'll stop talking about that. Well, in Eragon, I'm just gonna call it Eragon. In the first book, I'm not gonna spoil anything here, but they take one of the scenes that in the next few books is one of the great moments, and they ruin it within the first half hour of the film. And that's just terrible. So they were trying to, well, okay, so some other people may like it, but I'm just looking at my personal opinion, and I really didn't like what they did there. And then they continued doing the film. The rest of the film was actually okay, but it's that part there just really bummed me out, because it meant that, well, maybe they would have found a way to fix it, but that part really bummed me out, because it's one of the best literary moments that I've ever read. And I feel like that's what they're going to do with A Wrinkle in Time. I'm going to do another video saying my predictions for A Wrinkle in Time. Now, this series here, the reason I think it's going to suffer from the Percy Jackson effect is because the film that they're planning on making, Chaos Walking, isn't called The Knife of Never Letting Go. It's just called Chaos Walking, which is the title of the whole trilogy. Now, in Harry Potter, which is, I think, the perfect way to do a book-to-film series, because they had 1 film per book. And I think the only thing that's absolutely perfected it was the Hobbit trilogy. And that's a short book that had to have 3 films for everything in it. So it's very difficult to do this, but it can be done, definitely. But by the sounds of it, they're not calling it Chaos Walking, The Knife and Never Letting Go. They're calling it Chaos Walking. Now that sounds a lot like they're going to try to fit at least 2 of the books in, which will not, well, to me it will not. I don't want to sound like a jerk saying, it is my opinion, and if it's my opinion, I'm right. No, that's not what I'm saying. But about the Chaos Walking is, if they try to fit in the first 2 books, so much happens just in the first book. It's going to be a struggle. It'll be either a long film or a film that has a lot stuffed into it. But trying to put them both in, there was a huge tone change between The Knife of Never Letting Go and The Ask and the Answer. Like, a huge tone change. It would be like watching Fast and Furious and then watching the first Harry Potter. That's how extreme tone change is. It's the same characters, but it completely changes almost everything. So if they try to put just 2 of the books in, or if they try to put all 3 books in and cut out a bunch of stuff, it's hardly going to make any sense, and it's going to be really, really confusing. However, they probably aren't going to do that, but it's just the idea of calling it The Monsters of Men, just 1 film, makes it sound a lot like they're going to do this, but I really hope that they don't, because if they did this right, I feel like this could be a phenomenal film trilogy. The Knife of Never Letting Go is almost set up like a film. I feel like that one could do really well, and so could The Ask Me the Answer. The Monsters of Men is a bit long. It's the longest one in the trilogy, but I think it might be a bit longer. I might have to be split into 2 films. But I feel like it could be really good if it's done right. And the two, like Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley, are both phenomenal actors and actresses, and I feel like they could both definitely pull this one off. It's just the writers and director need to be really careful about how they handle this series. So that's all I wanted to say. If you guys like this video, leave me comments down below about any other upcoming films that you'd like me to talk about. I might do trailer reactions. I don't know, but I really liked doing this video, so I might do another one because I want to talk about the Wrinkle in Time, and I'm pretty angry at that. Anywho, hope you all have a great day, and ODF out.